Here we have Monica Dorkin with the Charlotte Harbor Environmental Center, aka a press reporter, and she'll be telling us a little bit more about manatees.
We're here today for an exclusive interview with a Florida manatee. Once thought to be the mermaid of the sea by ancient mariners, this lovely marine mammal has agreed to answer any and all questions about her species and how they have adapted to living in the water. Please have your question ready when you are called upon and speak clearly into the microphone. First, the reporter from the Sirenia Standard.
Miss Tritkakis, if I may call you that, I have a question that most ladies do not like to answer. How much do you weigh?
Of course you can call me that, and I am proud of my 1,000-pound girth. We manatees can weigh up to 3,500 pounds. You see, dear, we have very heavy bones which enable us to submerge, stay down in the water, to eat those yummy water plants. I have a layer of blubber and fat around my muscles and inner organs to help keep me warm in chilly rivers. Next question, please.
Miss Manatee, your eyes look strange. Why?
I have an eye on each side of my head so that I can view either side when I am swimming. I prefer to call them amazing. I also have inner membranes in my eyes that act like built-in swim goggles. I can make them cover my eyeballs for protection, but I can still see underwater. Isn't that amazing adaptation? Those science people call it a nictitating membrane. Next question, please.
Ma'am, is your nose amazing too?
But of course. My nostrils can breathe at the surface of the water without any of the rest of my body showing at all. This nose comes equipped with a set of valves, or doors if you like, that I can close when I go under to keep out the water. Next reporter, please.
So since you breathe air just like us, do you have lungs? You must have lungs.
Yes, Ducky. But my lungs run the whole length of my body. It's like having water wings inside that help me float straight when they are full of air. I also have lots of muscles in my lungs so that I can push a great deal of air out fast and pull more back in fast. Sometimes I have to take a quick breath and then go right back to eating or get out of the way of a boat going too fast, if I can. Next reporter, please.
Pardon me, ma'am, but you look all gray and wrinkled. Why?
Yes. Aren't I lovely? This beautiful shade of brownish gray helps me blend in with my environment. You know, camouflage. I'm a big lady, and it isn't easy to hide all this loveliness. But in murky water, I'm actually hard to find. Now, as to my wrinkles, they help me slough off skin that has algae or barnacles growing on it. I can hardly go to the mall for a facial. Next reporter.
We know that you cannot go to the mall, but how do you move around in your world?
Quite well, thank you. I have these front flippers for steering and paddling. They can also put a great deal of food into my hungry mouth. This beautiful rounded tail of mine pumps up and down to help propel me through the water. Yes, Mr. Reporter?
I see that you have fingernails on those slippers of yours.
I have fingernails, just like my elephant cousin. We have fingernails. I can get a hold of my wet, slippery, grassy meal because of my lovely fingernails. Next question, please.
I don't see any ears. How are you hearing us?
Good question. I actually do have tiny ear openings behind my eyes, but I hear best when sound waves enter my fat-filled lower jaw and are felt by my ear bones nearby. Next reporter, please.
What do you sound like underwater?
Sometimes I groan when I stretch. We chirp, whistle, and squeak to each other when we want to communicate. Next.
Miss Kakis, how can you stay underwater for so long?
That's another amazing adaptation or trait that we have developed over time. Our normal heart rate is 50 to 60 beats a minute. But when we want to stay under for, let's say, an 8-minute dive, I can slow my heart down to only 30 beats a minute. And if I want to take a little 20-minute nap, I can slow my heart rate all the way down to only 8 beats a minute. Next question, please.
How many of your mermaids and mermen of the sea are left in our waters?
Over 3,000 of us were counted in Florida waters from an aerial survey. They don't always spot all of us, of course, when they fly over the water. Sadly, we are an endangered species, but you can all help us to survive. Watch us, but don't bother or chase us. Don't throw fish line or litter into the water for us to accidentally swallow. It could tie up our insides and we could die. Be careful when boating with your families to go slow in shallow areas where we like to feed. Work hard with all the families in your community and schools to not pollute the water. Dirty rivers and bays leave less and less clean places for us to live. Thank you for your concern and cooperation. I must go now. We are really quite shy by nature, and this whole interview thing is rather scary. Bye. Bye.
Well, thank you all. And I'd like to show you again our students from Lee Middle School in Fort Myers, Florida. You all did a wonderful job. Thank you.